What's happening, people? I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the situation with the pubs and gyms in England. Now, Boris, for whatever reason, this clown has decided that on the 4th of July they're going to reopen all the pubs within the country, but he's still not opened up the gyms. So effectively what the government is saying is the people who want to take care of themselves, look after their bodies and generally be healthy, fuck you. But the rest of us who want to go get pissed up, yeah, that's all good. Let's all go down to the pub and get pissed up, because that's what the country needs right now. That's the most important thing. It just goes to show where the priorities of this country are. So another reason why we're failing is because we've got the wrong priorities. Instead of getting kids back in school, getting everybody back to work, and reopening the gym so people can look after themselves, no, these guys want to get the pubs open to stop the bloody like-alouts from complaining. Right, but if you can open up the pubs, you can definitely open up the gyms. First of all, gyms are in areas that have got much more space than pubs generally. So if you can do social distancing inside the pubs, then why can't you open up the gyms and do the same thing? It's a complete joke. There's no reason why they can't open up the gyms, other than the fact that the government are just a bunch of idiots. Boris is a clown, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. We've seen this over and over again with this virus, that the government have got no clue and are just reacting to things rather than forward thinking or trying to use their logic. It's an absolute joke. Another thing is, if you can open up the pubs, you can open up the barbers, because people are walking around with mini afros out there. I mean, look at the state of my head, and I'm not even one of the worst people walking around right now. I've seen some guys with some proper picky heads, but my hair is getting out of control. Open up these barbers, open up the gyms, let's get back to normal. The way I'm feeling right now is we just need to get back to normal anyway, because the virus, first of all, the studies have shown that it's actually not as deadly as they first made it out to be. They're going to say that this second wave is coming around, but you know what, the second wave is going to come around anyway, and they're going to try and push this vaccine onto us. No one's taking that vaccine. You can shove that vaccine up your ass. But anyway, we just need to get back to normal now. And you know what? People die every day, and if you're going to die, you're going to die. That might be harsh, but it's the truth. The people who are dying from this virus are mainly people who are very old and very sick. They're very old and healthy. Even they are pulling through. And all you have to do is look up there's a study that was done in California that shows that once they started testing a lot more of the population, the death rate dropped, because the amount of people who had actually contracted the virus and just been fine was far exceeded what they expected. So why can't we just get back to normal? Why are they trying to bring in this airport staff security to every single aspect of our lives? It's bullshit. And then they're doing this contact tracing nonsense where they're trying to put apps on your phone so the government can track where you are at all times. No, mate, no. Get rid of this. This is the government's way of slowly eroding our freedoms and increasing their power over us. We need to wake up and realise that this is all of the bullshit. If they can open up the pubs, which aren't important, they can open up the gyms and the barbers and all the other small businesses, nail salons, whatever it may be. Let's just get this thing back to normal and get our lives going again. We can't keep doing this. Who's going to want to go to a pub? They're talking about lining up people outside the toilets at pubs. Can you imagine people in the pub going to the toilet and then lining up after they've had a few drinks? That's not going to happen, mate. It's not going to happen at all. You know, as a country, we need to wake up. We need to wake up and realise that the government are slowly trying to strip us of our freedoms. It's gotten to the point now where the government are telling people how many people you can have in your house at any one time. Now think about that. Just think about if the government had tried to do this before this virus had taken hold. They were telling people how many people you could have had in your house. People are told them to get bent. But now, people are just accepting it because it's like, oh no, the coronavirus, we're all going to die. But no one, listen, the majority of people are going to be just fine. Even people with underlying health conditions, if you look after yourself, eat well, exercise, and just generally try to take the best care of yourself, you've got a good shot of pulling through this if you get the virus. It really does affect mainly the old people, you know, very old people with pre-existing conditions. If you're in that category, then it's probably very risky for you. But if that's the case, then what we need to do is protect them, shield those people. Don't be telling everyone that they can't go outside, that they can't go to the gym, that they can't get their hair cut, that they can't run their business, because it's just destroying the nation. It's destroying the people's morale. It's making us into this neurotic, just crazy country. I mean, you just got to look around the world what's happening with after this lockdown. You got the riots that went off in London, in Manchester. Well, there wasn't riots in Manchester, it was a protest. But in America, yeah, I'm sure that the lockdown contributed to the way things kicked off with George Floyd. It had to. It was bound to happen. People have been locked in their houses for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then somebody gets murdered on camera by the police. Of course, there's going to be it's the country's a tinderbox at that point. It's going to go off. What were they expecting? The government must have realised that this is the type of thing that was going to happen. You have to keep people locked in their houses and try to steal their freedom. I mean, we're not a free country anymore. We can't even go out and just, without having a form to say that you're an essential worker. Come on, man. Let's really start thinking about this thing. Let's really start thinking about how this virus actually affects the country. Is it really as serious as they're making it out to be? Because all you have to do is do a bit of research yourself. Look at the data. It's not as serious as they're making out. This is about control. It's about taking control over the population, being able to tell us what to do, and just seizing power and stripping of your freedoms. I said it 1,000 times. That's what this is all about. It's about stripping people of their freedoms. It's no longer a democracy anymore. It's no longer a free country anymore. It's a country where you're monitored. All your movements are monitored. They're going to try and bring in this mandatory vaccinations. They can fuck off. That's not happening. They're going to track and trace you with your phone, and they've already taken away your right to privacy with all the Snoopers Charter and the anti-terrorism laws. So, you know, what kind of country have we become? Yeah, that's all I've got to say. Actually, that's not all I've got to say. If you like my videos, I'd really encourage you to subscribe and to like and to comment on the videos. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd like to get the channel to as many people as possible. And if you've got any advice on what topics you'd want me to cover, or even any tips on where you think I could produce better content, I'm genuinely open to all types of feedback. So leave a comment, send me an email, but most importantly, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.